fires in informal settlements represent massive problems. What you see behind me is Mathare, Kenya's second largest slum. And these are people going through debris, trying to find some valuables left behind after the fire burned down their houses. And this fire went completely unnoticed by the outside world. So ask yourself, how can a fire like this go completely invisible? We were hired to research the historical occurrences of fires in informal settlements in Nairobi. And naturally, first we went to all the official data sources, such as the fire department, National Archives, or the nation's biggest media house. And we found 7 fires reported in the area of interest in those 5 years from 2010. Kenya Red Cross, however, relies on communities to provide them data on fire occurrences. And they recorded more than 100 fires in the same area of interest in the same time period. We learned that you cannot rely on the outsiders to tell you what's going on in these communities. And we also learned that if you don't have good data, you cannot make good decisions. We believe that the people who truly understand the problems, the complexity of the problems, are the people who experience them every day. We are a spatial collective. We teach people to adopt available technologies and use them to collect data, store and manage that data, own that data, and then make decisions about their own development processes, which fits their communities best. I'll explain how we do this by talking about trash. Trash is another major problem in informal settlements. This is again Mathare, the same slum as you saw in the first slide. What's interesting about this problem is that there's dozens of community-based organizations trying to solve this problem. So we needed to know what's going wrong. And we needed help. This is Kaka. He's a community organizer, and he's been dealing with waste management since he was a little boy. So we trained Kaka and his peers in GPS data collection, participatory methods, and public opinion survey. And then we brought all of this information together into a community forum where we invited local experts, in this case, groups dealing with waste management in Mathare, and outside experts to look at the data collectively and decide what is the most appropriate solution. And it turns out it's pretty simple. They needed a truck and a schedule. Now, I know that doesn't sound sexy, but development doesn't have to be sexy. It just has to work. And thank you. And in this case, the problem was that the groups were working separately on this massive problem. So they were working past each other, and information was scattered. And what the truck provided for them was a focus, an anchor, something they could all rally around. I want to talk to you about the importance of community and small data, and I'm going to talk about another project. This is a project on Lamu. Lamu County is a county in northeastern Kenya, and it's about to experience massive development. The Kenya government wants to build a massive port there. So we were again hired to figure out how this development will impact the livelihoods of the communities living there. And another thing about Lamu is that the area is under curfew. So no outsider can go there and collect data. Only the locals can do that because they know how to navigate this treacherous terrain. So we used our methodologies, and this is a screenshot I took yesterday from Google Maps. And as you see, there's not a lot of data there. But when we implemented our projects, we got this. Hundreds of data points which point to the potential conflict of this development on the livelihoods of the people there. And this is now used to advocate for greater inclusion of indigenous populations into the development process of their own communities. The potential of small data and community data is enormous. And we have the framework and the evidence to prove that. If done right, we can make the invisible visible. People often ask me why I do what I do. I'm from a small country in Central Europe called Slovenia, 2 million people. We have beautiful mountains and lush green forests, and I work in slums in Africa. And I often hear, why do you do this? This isn't your fight. Why do you even bother? This is a picture taken yesterday in my home country, in Slovenia. This is thousands of migrants coming from Asia, Middle East, and Africa, knocking on our doors trying to get in. Many of them come from places where I work. It's personal. Development is personal, and we often forget that. We forget that it's not about the numbers, it's about the people. And I would like to see the development workers to change the way they think about and practice development by including the people that they're actually trying to help into their solutions. Thank you.